Guys, back in today with another reaction on the channel. Today I'll be reacting to the first couple episodes of Hana-Kimi. Not really sure what that translates to, but I know that this is a shoujo. Not sure if it's romance, to be honest with you, but I know it's a shoujo show which I've watched a few of. My favourite being Nana, which I absolutely love. Read the manga of that as well, which was incredible. But yeah, not really sure what to expect here. Looks like there's a lot of boys involved. Yeah, I know that this is a classic as well. I think it came out ages ago. Unfortunately, I did hear that the author is dead, so rest in peace to them. But hoping that I'll enjoy this work. I've heard that it is a classic. I've also heard that it's been adapted a few times into live action rather than anime, so that's quite interesting. Usually it's like anime, and then you get like the live action adaptations. So yeah, other than that, really going in very blind to this, but it looks like something I'll enjoy. And as I did mention there, there's going to be 2 episodes I'll be watching today. No idea what the release schedule is going to be next week. Like, is there going to be an episode 3 next week? Is there going to be no episode to make up for there being 2 today? I'm not really sure, to be honest. But said this plenty of times before. I'm a big fan of there being additional or extended release kind of episodes. So she's moving to Japan. From where? America? I do know one thing. I do know that so she's a girl. Okay. I mean, I assumed that this was a male character, just off the there being a very large male cast. Okay, I didn't realize that. But yeah, I do know that the opening is by Yaosobi, who are brilliant. My favorite of their songs. I've got a couple favorites, but I would probably say the ending of Beastar season 2. I absolutely love. Probably my favorite of theirs. Although they've done a lot of great songs. So he's got T-posing. So I love like the classic style of like look that again, I haven't read the manga or source material, but like the classic look of the character designs on like the cover of the source material looks really cool. Also, the looks remind me a little bit of Fruits Basket, like character design wise. Even the logo looked quite similar actually. I wouldn't be surprised if this is. I'm not really sure what studio is behind this, but I wouldn't be too surprised if this was the same studio behind Fruits Basket, because it does actually look like it has quite a lot in common. And I love Fruits Basket. But yeah, as I said, I assumed this was a boy, to be honest. Like, if they didn't show us that haircut scene in the intro, I would have gone on that assumption this this whole time. Please be my friend. Nice catch. So is this a boys' school? Okay. Oh, okay. Well, this reminds me of a movie I watched when I was younger with my sister. I used to have to watch a bunch of like woman-centric shows. Probably why I like quite a few shoujos. Called Be the Man, I think it's called. I think it had Amanda Bynes. She was pretending to be like a football player, like a male football player. And it was a decent movie. So yeah, from America. Woman from America comes to Japan as a Japanese boy. Okay. I was gonna say that when I saw the scene of that guy playing football in the opening. Oh yeah. What were you expecting? So I'm already gonna say something. I mean, we're only 2 minutes in, but if there was to be a relationship happening here, if that's the way the show goes, boys don't talk like that. Maybe it's bad, but boys don't boys don't ask things like that. It just happens. But yeah, as I was saying, if there was to be like some kind of romantic thing going on here, would it not be like, I don't know, would it not be a little bit disappointing for the guy to realize that he's not actually like dating another dude? I don't know. But yeah, boy, like maybe some places, but boys don't tend to like just ask someone to be their friend like that. Usually, like spend a bit of time with them. If you get along, it's just like kind of an unspoken friendship. You don't go up to someone and say "ski des." The way he came up and said that as well, maybe he got a bit confused and thought he was confessed his love or something. Fiery young lion. Mousy. Yeah, a couple of things she's gonna have to get used to. Very different life. Very different. I do wonder why she's done this. I'm like, how's she getting away with this? Like logistically. I think it'd be decent, like reasonable to get away with this. But like the paperwork and such, how does that work? Well, you not much chance to an all boys school, is there? Unless you are gay. Like, this is probably going to sound dodgy as well, but do you think there's more chance of being gay at a all boys slash all girls school? Probably, right? Probably. I don't know, it seems pretty cool to me. That's why it's a bit okay. I would be too. Like this seems also like a bit of a logistical kind of nightmare, living as a woman with another dude. Like that itself is fine, of course, but like the pretending part, like what's she doing? She's on a period, and so like the shower. What happens to the showers? As a guy, if you're gonna be playing sport, you're expected to like shower with everyone else, and it's just like you're gonna get caught out with that. Maybe she'll have some kind of excuse like she's hydrophobic or something. That sounds nice. Probably. It's really nice of him to be showing her about like this, isn't it? There's that golden retriever we see. He's a cutie. What's wrong with your dog? So that's the what? How did your dog get like that? Yeah, I once knew a friend that their dog hated men. So I guess that's slightly similar. I feel like it'd be easier for a dog to hate men than it would be for a dog to love women though. You know what I'm saying? Like that might sound very similar, but they're actually very different. Okay, again, really nice from that football player to be showing us about like that. Seemed really nice. I was gonna say this with the blue head kid. I almost feel like that blue head kid almost instantly knew that she was a girl. Probably not the case. But he seemed like the type to kind of like know stuff and be quiet about it. So again, what was her motivation for coming here? Was it just to like meet this guy or something? Ah, he's quit. How could you? Yeah, really, like we really slipped right into this shit, haven't we? No kind of slow intros or anything. And like sometimes that'd be a negative, but I think that's a positive here because it doesn't feel like too much either. Like sometimes it really feels like you're throwing us in like a large pond and there's way too much going on. Here, I think they've executed it really well so far. Maybe I missed it, but the only thing I have is like I would like to know her intentions and coming here. I can assume, but I want to know for sure. Guy's not shy, is he? 6 to 9. It's quite a large time frame. This guy's jealous. He's not the only cute guy anymore. Uh like already? I'm selling this shit. This guy's got a future in the industry. He has. Bloody hell. I mean, how would you guys feel if someone posted, if someone did this to you on your first day of school? Started selling photos of you like this. I would already be quite close to leaving. Myself. I mean, it's a bit of a positive in regards to like, I guess she might be kind of cute, but also yeah, I don't know. Might be quite self conscious about it. Honestly, probably. Guys are out of my strike zone, are they? Why was your eye twitching like that, then? So very a varied cast so far, isn't it? Bloody hell, I like them though. I like them. Very short introductions to each of them, but they all seem pretty cool, don't they? Come on, no one sleeps like that, right? Like, actually is asleep. Oh, yeah, he's a um, heavy sleeper. A very heavy sleeper. How did we get here? I wouldn't be surprised if he was pissed at him right there. Why'd you put me in this position? Oh, it's windy. I was about to say it seems dead still, like no wind or anything. Wow, it's pretty quick. Impressive. Fuck yeah. It's the last time I had a fun war. At primary school. Is that impressive? Oh yeah. You broke the record? Holy crap. Really? Oh yeah. It's incredibly impressive against boys, no? Incredibly impressive. Surely that would mean she would be. I mean, in a women's race, incredible. I mean, I know this myself. Being fast does not mean you're good at football. I used to be very fast, and I used to, because I was so fast, it helped with some aspects of football, but others, It didn't. And now I'm a bit slower. I'm actually better. Bloody hell. What? Tennis? I was gonna say, like, it's getting increasingly less speed focused. But as I said, like, surely in any kind of women's sport, she would be. Maybe that's why she's done this, to be taken more seriously in regards to her athleticism. Wimbledon is waiting. You don't want to come to the UK. But yeah, like she could be like I mean, might be a bit out there to say this, but she could be a professional women athlete, no? I mean, high school boys. I mean, don't get me wrong, women athletes. I'm thinking about when the time this is when this came out. I mean, women sprinters are obviously better than teenage boys on average, but like to be the fastest teenage boy at your school, you probably would be quite close to a woman sprinter at this time when this came out. Not important, no. Not important. He likes this tree, doesn't he? Hectic start. Hectic start for our lady as a boy. Also, it's really hard to learn football the older you get. Be any good? Oh, bloody hell, bro. That's a red card. Can't be elbowing people like that. Hey, what? Bloody hell, that episode went quick. Thank God there's a second. What are you doing, bro? You know that she's smaller than you. I mean, you got to use your arms quite a bit in football. I like to. It's a space where you are. If someone's behind you, keep them there. Feel where they are, like because you can't look behind you. If you look behind you, you might lose track of the ball, or what's in front of you. So you just like sometimes you put your arms back and feel if there's anyone behind you coming. And also helps keep them back. But you can't just go. You can't just go like that. That happened to me, as you can tell. I remember going up for a header. I'm still going like that, and it got me right in the nose. My nose was bleeding big time. I wanted to play on. I was really young and stupid. I wanted to play on, but I could barely see. My eyes were watering. Couldn't see a bloody thing, and my nose was bleeding, and it was blood all over my shirt. And the ref wouldn't let me play on because there was blood on my shirt. Where's your penis? Why do you have no penis? I mean, it makes sense a doctor would be able to tell. So I thought the blue head guy figured out earlier. But it's the doctor. Okay, like I said, he probably maybe he was like, "Where's you have no bulge down there? you have no Adam's apple." Like there's a few easy tells, isn't there? So yeah, what does this say? We would like to express our utmost respect and gratitude for Hisaya Nakajo, The author of the original work, may your soul rest in peace. As I said in the intro, yeah, rest in peace. Isayo Nakajo. Really fun first episode. I really like the premise so far. The Hana-Kimi TV anime production committee. That's really nice. I like that. That's really nice. Done a great work adapting it. Well, I can't say about the adaptation phase, but oh god, the English. The English. I expect there to be a little bit more English going forward. But yeah, like again, I can't speak on an adaptation sense, but for a first episode, this was really fun, really fast paced, but in a really good way. I think there was an anime airing last season called A Star Brighter Than the Sun that had a really fast paced first episode, but in a negative way because they skipped over 3 terms of school. Terms is the wrong word. They skipped over primary, primary and middle school. They showed the full extent to those within the first episode, and then moving on to high school as well. It was a bit overwhelming. This one, there was a lot going on, but it wasn't overwhelming at all. Loads of characters introduced. Again, the one thing I don't quite get is like the gist of why she's doing this. I probably need to go back to the intro to figure that out. But I mean, I can have my best guesses. Again, maybe it's to prove herself in the athletics department. Maybe it was to see this high jumper guy and to get close with him, or to go to the same school. Could be a plethora of things. How many times is this? So she's moved places and schools a few times. There's another cute dog in this picture here. Yes, so there he is. She's even got photos of the guy, which I didn't pick up on before. So when is this set? Because we've got earphones here that seem pretty modern, right? Those earphones seem pretty damn modern. I remember when I was a kid, this was like mid 2000s. I'd have some bigger, like I'd have my Walkman. It was like a big circular thing. You'd put your CDs in, probably around that big. It could just about fit in my pocket maybe, but I used to just put it in my backpack and then have my earphones wired from my backpack to yeah. Those seem quite recent, no? So does she not know that she's going to a boys' school? But yeah, I don't think it was explicitly said like the main reason why she came here, but she's seemingly moved schools or something a few times, judging by this intro kind of dialogue. So that's probably the only negative of this episode, if you can call it that, because we'll probably get into it in the future episodes. But like we don't really know the main reason why. Like I said, it's not really a negative to be honest with you, but that's the big question I have right now. But yeah, great episode. Again, lots of very different characters. All seem really cool. I like this guy a lot. He seems really nice. He did elbow us in the face in the episode, but sometimes things like that just happen. And yeah, just like a really interesting concept so far. I really like the characters, like the setup here. The music's great. Again, looks wise, it looks really good. It reminds me of Fruits Basket, which is never a bad thing. And yeah, seems like a great start. We have got a second episode that we'll get into right now, which I'm really glad about as well, because again, it felt like that first episode was over like that. But I hope that I said it in the intro. I hope that doesn't mean that we don't have an episode next week. I hope we do get a third episode next week. I'm not really sure not really sure about the circumstance of these releases. I think this is on Amazon. Could be wrong about that, but sometimes I think Netflix done over the last couple seasons a thing where they release an episode a week ahead of schedule in Japan. So Japan has like 2 episodes to start out with, whereas in America or the UK we have 1, and then it goes week by week. Whereas in Japan they start with 2 episodes and then are an episode ahead the whole time. I'm not really sure why they do that, other than an added benefit being Japanese. I don't really know. I've never really been sure why shows like that do that, but hopefully that's not what's kind of going on here. Even if it is, I mean, I'm caught up now anyway, so it makes no difference to me. But I kind of felt unfair about getting an episode ahead on Sakamoto days, for example. But then I was just like, you know what, I can't be bothered to wait. So Garan lives in Japan, okay. So her main reason was to go to school with this guy. Honestly, that's I wouldn't say a scummy thing, but it's a bit of a weird thing to do, right? Move and move country and school just to be at the same school as a guy you fancy. That seems a little bit kind of crazy, you know? Like if a guy was to do that, it would be very creepy, right? Because it's a girl, it's not quite as creepy, but yeah, it's weird how the sentiments kind of change, isn't it? There's the idol. I do love that the dog gets a close up. So high jump was always a thing I felt weird about. I never done it too often at high school, but there was like a few days and sports day. I was never competed for it for sports day, but when we like coming up to sports day, there was always like a bit of practice for it, and it always felt so weird. Trying to like jump like that. I can never envision myself like doing it properly, and envisioning something is a big part of like doing it, of doing something. Okay, why? Why? It almost sound a bit creepy saying it like that. Yeah, definitely. I mean, she looks alright. Kind of expected a bruise or something. You were unconscious. I want to be with you. I wonder if he felt anything. Like, it sounds weird to say that. I wonder if he felt anything while he was carrying her or anything. Well, he feels bad for it, bless him. That's the thing. It was a genuine mistake. I don't know why he was doing that anyway. You know you've got a newcomer on your hands. Shouldn't be doing stuff like that, but it wasn't on purpose. I think it's. I mean, I wouldn't go that far, but he's definitely a good friend already. I think he's a really lovely guy. Could be doing a lot worse. Does, doesn't he? Always fucking. Third scene in 30 minutes. Bro just napping and sleeping. I think, yeah, he's pretending this. I think he was. I don't think he was. It seemed like he was pretending the first time. How does anyone sleep like that? Like, so he's noticed as well. Sorry, I was yapping a bit there. So he's noticed as well. What gave it away? What gave that away specifically there? How light? Like I was going to say earlier, like being light wouldn't give it away per se. Did he like accidentally feel her boob or something? I think that's like the only thing that could be the case, right? Like maybe he expected his penis to touch him or something. Like this sounds so weird saying that, but like when he, yeah, and then there was just nothing. Maybe he just has an incredibly small one. What gave it away? His hand was close to her boob then, so maybe I'm not really sure what else could give it away, to be honest. But it seems like he's noticed as well. He doesn't seem 100% sure about it. But not doing too well. Already pretty much two characters figured out you're a girl. At this rate, by the end of the show, everyone would have. Who? How? Nihon Bashi. What a strange name. Nihon Bashi. I'm assuming that's the name of the newspaper or whatever shitty little thing they've got set up here. Kind of like him. He's almost so cockroach like, so much of a scumbag reporter that it's actually almost admirable. Damn. Right, what? He's got to punch the dude? I mean, it's a shame no one saw that because that would yeah, that is quite manly. Did that guy deserve a punch? Yes, he's a little cockroach reporter guy, but I don't know if he deserved getting punched right there. I mean, I kind of get his point in a way as well. Like he was just displaying what happened, but just like that's almost like an out of context moment, isn't it? I mean, that is exactly what that is. It looks a lot worse than it was. But he's just displaying the facts in a sense. Like an actual reporter who would put this news up, like the media, I wouldn't be nowhere near as nice to or easy on. I think if any of you guys have seen the movie Nightcrawler, you probably think that way as well. Like these guys are scumbag losers. But this guy's just a poor high school news guy. Bless him. Who's he talking to? His sister? Mum? Girlfriend? Accident. Hmm. You're injured helping her. Way to incriminate yourself. It was actually okay until the point where you just sprint away. Mm. They seem close, don't they? Well, essentially, you're a bit of a stalker, so who knows? Like legally, if he wanted to, and he wasn't happy about all this, he could do her for stalking, right? If he found out like she came here just for yeah. I think that's quite a normal thing to say as a dude. Who was that cute girl you were talking to? Hmm. Poor boy. Why is this? What does this gorgeous little boy need a muzzle like that? Okay. Got to love a golden retriever. Lovely dogs, aren't they? You're a woman. Very dangerous Japanese roads. I want to be with you. Yes. As the episode title. So you go to this guy. What's he gonna help with? There's Rika. It would be quite funny if these guys, if she fell in love with him or her, but as him, if you know what I'm saying. Hey, friends. Revealing. So she would have been alright dating him, and she still might be, but they're not. I get where he's coming from. It would be annoying just being told to get back into something. I mean, he probably still does have passion for it, and he was clearly very good at it. But like, if it actually was the case that I wanted to quit something, it would be very annoying. People keep telling you over and over again to get back into it. Rich people. Oh, the Japanese classic. The Japanese classic. This is only a thing in Japan, I swear. God. Anyone else? Yeah, what were you just thinking? Are you excited to do that? And then he ruined it? Is that what happened there? I didn't get to have an indirect kiss with her. Or him, in this instance. I'm very disappointed. Huh. Interesting. We'll keep hold of that one. Keep that in the back of our heads. Honestly, he seems like a really lovely guy. But I mentioned this in the first episode. Like, how disappointed would he be to find out that that's not a dude? Might make it better for him. Might be incredibly disappointing. Who knows? She's stalking him as well. He already knows. Maybe that's got some kind of second meaning. I don't know. Food off. Really, and that's the whole motivation behind this. Like I said, if this was a dude, this would be so weird. I mean, it still is weird, but it would be incredibly more weird, like infinitely more weird, if this was a dude entering an all women's school just to meet their crush. Again, this came out a while ago, I think, so different time, very different time. I think this would have been a lot less problematic. Don't get me wrong, it's not really that problematic as fiction. Yeah, just like that viewpoint I had right there would not be as popular as it is today. Like, will I turn a blind eye to that? I don't think I would. The Adam's apple. Only one gay. Okay. Would be surprised if that won't be the first time we hear that. I'm assuming. Only one gay. Really? Is that word the same in Japanese? Is it? Is that how he figured it out? Because he's gay. Like, I would have liked to hear. To be honest, was it the anatomy? Was it the Adam's apple? Was it he felt for a bulge or something? Like, I would have liked to know. But yeah, I imagine there's gonna be quite a few gay characters in this show. Um, yeah, I'm just guessing it's by her anatomy or something. I don't know. Maybe like the pelvic kind of. I think there's quite a difference in women and men's kind of pelvic kind of bones. Maybe that was why. Not sure what he would have been doing around there, considering it was a facial injury. But yeah. It's also very weird, like strange as this also sounds. It's also very weird to meet a gay man that hates women. Well, he doesn't hate women, but he finds them annoying. Every time I used to have a gay friend, and I've met a lot of gay people, and they was really friendly with women. Usually, their main friend base kind of is. It's right. You grab it. Okay, okay. Not anything too revealing there. So I do like the direction this has taken. I spoke about it a few times, but the blonde guy seems to quite like her as a he. This guy seems to maybe like her as a woman. Like it's quite interesting. That kind of setup, isn't it? Okay, here's the ending. Here's the ending, which is by Yao Sobi as well. It sounds like. Okay, on the opening and ending, they must be a fan of this show or this manga. But yeah, like I said, I really like a really interesting setup, isn't it? Of all these kind of different dynamics. The high jump. It's also another one of those things of how do you find out you're good at high jumping? Okay. I don't know which one I prefer. They're both really good, aren't they? The ending seems a little bit more kind of romantic, lovely. The opening a bit more kind of upbeat. Both really nice though. So yeah, thank you guys very much for watching. Probably gonna have that thank you note at the end. Ah, not this time. Getting used to the Japanese formalities. Okay. I mean, she seems like she's incredible. It's hard to tell because they're gonna obviously have it in Japanese because that is the language they're talking in. But she, if she's speaking in Japanese like she is, as we can tell, she's incredibly good at it. We do know that her grandmother lived here, so she clearly picked up a few things. But doesn't seem awfully familiar with the kind of communication, like the bowing and stuff. And is it bowing? The respectful kind of stuff in the Japanese kind of culture, which we'll have to learn a bit more. But as I said, really good couple of episodes. On board with this right from the start. Really interesting concept. Again, I've seen a couple of movies do have a similar concept to this. American kind of movies that came out what would have been after the initial release of this manga or light novel or whatever it is. I think that came out a while ago, so maybe they had some kind of something based on this or something. Again, who knows? But yeah, I've seen this concept a couple times, and again, it's really interesting here. Like I said, we've got a couple, like especially the blonde dude's reaction. This episode was really interesting, wasn't it? To the bottle specifically, like that moment that here was like really quite enlightening. I really like the dude, honestly. He's lovely. And yeah, just another great episode. Another character introduced with Rika, who seems pretty cool. I wouldn't be surprised if she also maybe falls in love with Ashina. I think her name is. That would bring a whole nother kind of dynamic to the show. And yeah, just like I'm really enjoying this so far. The vibes are lovely. The characters are really nice. Interesting setup. The animation is good. I wouldn't say it's anything like incredible. Like there's definitely been shows, for example, what's it called? That Blossom, Fragrant Flower Blossoms with Dignity. Like that's probably one of the best looking romance anime I've seen in a while. But that like the vibes of that aren't quite as lovely as they are in this show. Like I don't know, there's something about these kind of classical kind of shows like this that just have a big charm to them, which maybe some modern shows are lacking a little bit. But yeah, love these first two episodes. Very much excited for the third one, which I hope comes out next week. I'll have to look that up, to be honest. If any of you guys know, please do let me know. But I'm going to assume there's an episode 3 next week. If not, episode 3 will be on the channel in a couple weeks, so hopefully I'll see you guys there. Again, let me know what you guys thought about this one in the comments. Love to hear some of your guys' thoughts about the dynamic and such, which again can feel strange. Like I said, if we kind of reverse the roles, it would be very weird. But yeah, I'm just kind of on board with it at the minute. Leave a like on the video if you guys did like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. And hopefully I'll see you guys next week with episode 3, if not the week after.